a Discord. I have a Telegram. I have a few people that have been following me for a while, been trading with me. I'm a pro Forex trader, been trading for about 7 years. Um, yeah, I just want to help out the people that want to get started. I know there's a lot of people that have been reaching out to me. How do I get started? How do I trade? How do I learn? How do I express my skill? And plan on going over that today. The topics are on the screen. If there's anything you guys want to see different, or I mean, ask if you have a specific topic in mind, let me know. I am also streaming on YouTube, so you guys can see it on there, and it'll be saved on there, so you can go back and look at everything. If you're new here and you are interested in trading, I suggest you hit that follow button, because we will be back live trading starting Monday. And today is just an educational Friday, just to go over topics, get people set up, want people ready to start making money Monday. All right, so let's get going here. So if you're completely new to trading and you want to start, you don't know where to start, what to do, this is going to be for you. How to get started. Number one, yes, this takes money. You need capital. You need starting capital that you are okay losing, that will be deposited into your broker. Okay. Shorten. That's number one. You need capital. You need money to get started with. You can start with, I mean, I'll tell you this, guys, like for the people that have got started with low capital accounts, more than likely the percentage that they will lose at is really, really high. That's just the honest truth. Just because it is difficult to start with a small capital account, grow that into, compound it and be consistent and be able to have enough capital to make a difference. But there's some brokers that will let you open an account with as little as $10. Some are even $50. And how much ever you start with is going to affect how your trading plan, how your risk management plan, how everything plays out. Obviously, with a larger account, it takes a lot less to make more, and you don't have to risk as much. It's a lot more difficult when you're doing it with a small account. I'm not saying it can't be done, it can be done. If you've been part of my groups in the past, I've done $10 challenges, taking $10 to $1,000. And I've been able to do it within a week and flip that into multiple thousands. And but the thing is that I have the skill. That's the most important thing, is that I have the skill. I would recommend, at the bare minimum, if you can get started with $1,000 or anything close to that, that would be at least a good opening. If you can't, you have a smaller balance, a couple $100, you can still get started in trading. You're just going to have to be very, very disciplined when it comes to your management, when it comes to how much you're risking per trade, you know, cutting your losses short, and making sure you're taking profits soon as you have them. Okay. So the third thing here, you're going to need a broker. Okay. A broker, think of them as like a bank where you deposit your cash, your capital, and execute the trades. Okay. That is essentially what a broker is going to be. Okay. Your broker is going to be like your bank for your trading. You deposit your capital in there. Your capital then is in your platform, whether it's MT4 or MT5, and you use that to take trades. And you have to have capital to be able to take a trade. A trade can be a buy or a sell. It doesn't matter, up or down. You can make money going both ways. Okay. And if you don't know which broker to use, there's many brokers out there. Do your own research. Do your own research on your brokers. You know, there's some brokers that are booking. There's some brokers that are not, you know, as I guess, you know, looked at in the community in the industry as, you know, brokers you want to work with. You know, you want to, like, for me, I want to make sure deposits and withdrawals are easy. I want to make sure customer service is easy. You know, I look for that. I have a recommended broker, and that link is in the description of the video, and that link is also in my bio on TikTok, so you guys can check that out. Okay, you are looking for a broker, there's one that I recommend in there. It's the broker that I use, and I've had no problems with them withdrawing and depositing, none of that. So that's that. The next thing you need is a charting platform. Okay. Now, yes, you can use MT4 or MT5 if you like to chart on there. I prefer using TradingView, tradingview.com. Now, the reason I use tradingview.com is because they have way more tools than the most than any really platform. It's the most used platform. If you look at any traders, most traders are using tradingview.com to map up and draw up their market analysis. Okay. So what I would do is make sure by Monday you have a broker. The broker takes, I mean, 2 minutes. The one that I use, Hugo's Way, easy as can be. You put in your first, last email, password, open the live account. It opens it up for you. You sign up, easy as can be. You download the actual MT4 from here as well. They'll email you your login details. Once your capital is in there, you'll see it in your MetaTrader 4. You can also, MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 have applications for the phone. What I like to do is I use TradingView to chart up and set up price triggers. Once price is ready for me to take action, I execute off of my phone. TradingView.com. You know, you come in here, they have, it's a free account. They have paid versions, and I have a paid version just because the way I use it every day. I mean, this is how I make money. So I have a paid version. You don't have to have the paid version. Some of the features may be limited or have like ads popping up. And I didn't like that, so I have the paid version. Okay. So how you get started, remember, you need capital, you need a broker, you need to have a charting platform. Okay. How you get started. Right, let's keep it moving. Let's look at the next thing here. What platforms to use? That's kind of what we went over already, right? The broker and the trading view, those are the platforms you're going to need. Those are the ones you're going to need. What's the recommended minimum capital to start? You know, it's different for everyone. Like, you know, I think with $1,000, you can make, you know, okay money to where you can see the compounding, but maybe not a lot of people have $1,000. I don't know. If you have 10,000, that's even better. 100,000 is great. You know, I don't know. What I wouldn't do is I wouldn't liquidate all my assets and turn that into capital if I'm just starting out trading. You know, I would put in what you can afford to lose right now. Whatever you feel you can afford to lose, hey, whether it be $100, $500, whatever. The goal here is to master the skill set, and maybe not even master the skill set, but at the very minimum, you want to be able to learn what it is you're doing and learn how to get better at it. Because the more you focus on the skill, the money it's going to correlate with it. You can't focus, you can't jump into this game and focus on, I want to make $1,000,000 tomorrow, I want to become super rich tomorrow. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, you have to be focused, you have to be disciplined, you have to approach this in a methodical manner. Okay, you're going to jump into this game and focus on the skill and repeatedly practice that skill in order to be able to get to the point where you're consistently taking money out from the market. Okay, that's the number one thing that we're here for, is we're here to be able to get some money out of the market, put it into our account, and withdraw it at the end of the week and make money, right? So in order to do that, you can't focus on the money. You got to focus on the skill. I got another question here. Do you recommend trying to get a funded account? I will tell you this, funded accounts are popping up all over the place. But I don't recommend doing a funded account if you're not already consistent and profitable, because you're just going to waste your money. Okay? You're going to spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on a potential challenge funded account. And I've done them. I've done the FTMOs, I've done the funding talent, I've done, top tier, I've done nations trading, I've done all of those just to show you guys that it is a possibility and it can be done. But the thing is if you're starting out brand new, I would not recommend going straight to a funded account. I recommend going and using a funded account once you are consistent and profitable. Okay? Because you are going to waste your money. That same money, I would rather you take it and put it into a real account, because if you say, let's say you hit one of the parameters in the funded challenge game, the numbers are against you. The numbers are there, the metrics are there for you to lose, so they get to keep your money, your fees, right? So when you're taking those challenges, the challenge is, oh, I can't, pass this certain percentage, and that certain percentage in that day is based on their servers, and you have to make sure you're playing within those metrics, because if you don't, that's when you get to a point where you're blowing the account, you're failing the challenges, and they take your money. Let's say, that same amount of money, instead of getting a funded account, you put it into your account, a real account, and when you hit that metric that you would have failed the challenge, you don't fail the challenge on your real account. I mean, it's your account. If you still have money in there, you can still trade it, right? So I think it's much better to start out the beginning, taking that capital and putting it into a real account and building from there. Once you find that little consistency, that you're winning, that you're able to mitigate your losses, you're able to manage your risk appropriately, you know how to execute trades and cut your losses early, like all of those little things, then you can take that skill set and go to a funded account and try, for that 100,000 funded account, or 50, or whatever it is that they're doing nowadays. But anyways, to answer your question, as a beginner, no, I don't recommend. You know, get your feet wet first. Start trading first. Start learning the mechanics, the skill set, and then you can get to that point to use it. Do you recommend any courses or books to help understand forex and become profitable? Um, I'll tell you this. There's a lot of people that are selling and great marketers to sell courses and books and those types of products, but they're not actually trading. Um, so I don't I can't put my name behind and recommend anything. I can tell you that if you go to babypips.com, it has a lot of great information that you can begin to understand more. But in order to become profitable, it's a skill set you have to work at, right? Like it's like if you want to become a bodybuilder, but you don't want to go to the gym, like you have to go to the gym to become that bodybuilder, right? So you have to practice trading in order to refine your skill and understand and actually become profitable. But I do. There is two books that I do like that I've read and I've read again. I'll go back and reference them. There's one, Naked Forex, and I forgot the author, but I'll find the author's name and I'll put it in the description here a little bit. But um, Naked Forex is one good book, and the other good book is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Now, Trading in the Zone, it's not telling you the technical side of things of how to trade, but it tells you what you're thinking about, helps you understand your mind. Because when you're dealing with trading, a lot of it's going to come emotionally and mentally what you see. Because the thing is, it's a blank canvas, and you have to make up your own rules to dictate whether you're going to buy or sell, whether the price is going to go up or down. So without rules, it's a blank canvas, and your mind, depending on how you're feeling that day, could, influence that. So you have to really drill down and think about how you're thinking about. For example, about a week ago, my grandmother passed away. I was on a live stream and she had passed away, and I mean I didn't trade for a week and a half. It's been, yeah, like almost 2 weeks, just because emotionally I'm not there in the right mindset to be objective on the charts, and I could, make a poor decision, right? So I don't want to do that, and I recognize that within myself because, you know, I'm constantly thinking about how I'm thinking about things, right? And you need that strength when it comes to trading, as far as when you're doing it by yourself, right? Once you become independent. Now, there's tons of people that trade online and show you, and they can send out signals and tell you buy here, sell here, take your profit here, cut your losses here, and whatnot, and you can make money. That's all great. I do that too. I have my Discord and my Telegrams and all that. But the thing is at some point you're gonna have to do this for yourself. Whenever you learn how to do it for yourself, you become your own ATM. You literally become your own ATM. Go in the market, you make your money, and you come out. And that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to help people get to that point to where they can feed themselves. Now, however long that takes you, that's on you. But I will continue to provide education. I will continue to send out trade setups. I will continue to send out educational material, breakdowns, analysis, live streams. I do live stream when I day trade. So we'll be doing that here as well. But anyways, let's go to the next thing here. So the platforms that I use, I showed you, right? The Hugo's Way is a broker. You can download MT4 with them. MT4 on your app on your phone, through the App Store, or yeah, anywhere really. If you use an iPad, download MT4 as well. But TradingView is another platform that I use, and that is, what I'm on right now and where I do my markups. So this just is to help you guys understand what you need to look at to start, you know, start working on that. Hang on one second, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry. I got another question. What tips would you recommend? I feel like my trades are so hit to without my. You know why you're there? You're there because your whole mindset's fucked, man. What you need to do is you need to first of all, do you have a trading plan? One of the first tips I would ask you is what is your trading plan? And you need to look at, do you journal your trades? After you finish trading, you look at your trades that you've taken and you analyze them. Why did you take them? And not only the ones that missed, you look at the ones that hit and see if you could be better. You need to do that. Like a good beginner pairs to trade, time frame session, stuff like that. None of that. It's not really like what I would do is choose one pair. Choose one pair and choose one session, and the time frames you're gonna do top down analysis. Okay. The reason you're doubting your ability is because it's hit and miss. Because you don't know what's working and what's not. And the reason you don't know what's working and what's not is because you're more than likely not journaling your trades, not going back to look at them, and you're not following a trading plan. Like, what's your trading plan? What days do you trade? What times do you trade? You can't just jump in and trade. That's not the way it works. Do you understand? As a day trader, 80 to 90% of trading is just literally waiting for your plan to come into alignment. Okay? So let's talk about that, because I'm sure people want, I'm sure a lot of people. So the question is how do I become more consistent? I'm hit or miss. I doubt my analysis. Okay, number one, what is your trading plan? Number two, do you stick to your trading plan? Number three, when you lose / miss, were you sticking to your plan? Number four, do you journal your trades? Right there is going to tell you everything you need to know. Now, I need to do a journal. So you're not journaling your trades. You got to go back. How do you expect to get better if you're not measuring your progress? Like, you're just looking to win and then call it a day. That's not the game. You have to understand, if you want this to pay you like a full-time thing, a full-time business, a full-time job, you have to take it just as seriously. It's not about jumping in and clicking buy or sell and making money. You have to have a reason why you're doing that, why you're clicking buy or sell. And you have to review after the fact that you've taken your trades, review the ones that won and the ones that you missed. What I do is the ones that I win, I need to see, could I have gotten in at a better entry? Could I have held on longer? Could I have made more money? How accurate was my analysis? And that's the trades that I won. Okay. Now let's talk about the ones that I lose. When I lose, why did I lose? Did I jump in too early? What time was it? Did I stick to my plan? Did I over leverage? Did I read a pattern wrong? Did I not wait for a candle to close? All of those things you have to ask yourself on your trades. And then you're going to make notes. Okay, this is what happened. This is why I lost. This is where I could be better. This is where I won, and I could be better from here on out for these things. And this is what happens, guys. Like, when you do this, you have to understand everything that makes you lose capital becomes a rule, and that's your rule. And that rule isn't like a rule for everybody. That rule is only your rule. You know why? Because it's your psychology, like your psychology. Your psychology is the one that's trading. And for you, you require a rule. For example, I know people that can trade and take a swing trade, and they can see that they're in drawdown, hasn't hit their stop, and they're completely okay with it. And eventually that trade actually becomes profitable and hits take profit in their targets, and they win the trade. But then there's some people that can't stand to see their trade in drawdown, close early, make it a loss when it was in fact a win. The difference is in the person. One person is okay seeing that they're in drawdown, knowing where their stop loss is, knowing that they've managed their risk appropriately and they're okay with the outcome. The other person cannot stand to see the drawdown and get scared that they're going to lose even more, and they're going to hit stop loss, so they take the L. It's all about you and how you look at the markets, how you react to them, what kind of discipline you have emotionally, your psychology to that. That's why I recommend that book, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, because that book makes you understand that's where it starts, is how you approach the market. Because I'll tell you this is what's crazy. You and I can both take a trade in the same direction, and I can make profit and you could lose on it. That's how crazy this whole industry is. But you have to learn to figure yourself out first to be able to then jump in, know yourself, look at the market objectively, wait for your plan to execute, jump in knowing why you're jumping in, how you're jumping in, the reason, and then being able to make money consistently. So he says, I work full-time, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. How would you recommend people who have to work full-time right now try to trade? Okay, well, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., I don't know what time zone you're in or what side of the world you're coming from, but you have to, that's how you create your trading plan. So let's talk about this trading plan. That's where your trading plan comes in, okay? Because you're going to need a plan, right? How you're going to execute trading plan. So I'm going to use you as an example because you commented on here, and we'll set this can be your trading plan. So number one thing you want to do is select a pair. 2, you need to select a session. 3, you need a strategy. 4, you need a risk management plan. 5, you need to, well, you'll have to establish your own rules as you work, right? But you'll have to understand, I'm just going to call this discipline, because you need to stick to these things, okay? So you say you're busy from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I'm just going to use my time zone. I don't know what time zone you're in. Okay. So how do I set a plan? If I'm going to be busy basically all day, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., I need to be able to execute a trade before or after. Okay. So for me, you have London and New York sessions, and that's going to correlate with the pairs, right? So like GBP pairs, USD pairs, those pairs are going to have volume during your available time to trade, because your available time is before 7 a.m. and after 3 p.m., right? The session is going to be London or New York, okay? I prefer to have New York, you're going to find the most volatility because it overlaps with London session. London session has a lot of volume that goes through. My favorite sessions are London and New York. There's also, Asian session, trading that, or trading in Sydney, but I prefer London or New York. Okay. So your trading plan, you need to figure out which pair you're going to focus on. Okay. Just choose one. You don't need to look at everything to start off. Like, just choose one pair. You need to figure out how one pair moves and works to then become successful and be able to take that same skill set and look at any other pair you want. Okay. So what I would suggest is maybe looking at GBP USD because it moves very consistent with the trend, and it respects. It tends to respect high levels of support and resistance, and it's easier to map out. Personally, I feel that way because I've traded it, but I trade GJ. GJ has a lot more volatility. You really need to know how it moves. You need to know the fake outs that it gives and all that. Like, GBP USD is a little bit easy. Okay, so let's say for you, because you're going to be busy all day, you need to look for a move that is going to be more of a swing than a scalp. Okay, because a scalp is a little bit harder unless you get on, unless you're not afraid of losing sleep, for London session, and you can actually trade an intraday during the London session, where you're gonna be on the charts for maybe 3-4 hours to catch a 10, 15, 20 pip move, grab your bag and get out. Now, are you okay looking at drawdown? Because if you're not, then you need to lose some sleep and trade the London session. If you are okay with that, then you can set up a swing trade where you enter in the morning before you go to work, and then by the time you're off work, it's in profit, or by the time the next session comes around, it's in profit, and you can take your money. So you need to ask yourself one of those questions, like, what kind of trader am I? And that's going to play into what your strategy is: swing or scalp, right? Swing is long term, and scalp is short term. Okay, you need to figure that out. What works for you, right? And this whole thing we're going through right now, that's creating your trading plan. So if you're going to focus on GBP USD, you're going to choose a session. New York, it looks like New York is going to run into when you start work. So I would probably choose London. Because you're going to be busy all day and you can't be monitoring the trade, I would probably choose swing, right? And then your risk management plan, I would say just risk 1%. 1%. Okay. And that would be the start of your trading plan. Okay. You would say, I'm going to trade London session, GBP USD, and it's going to be a swing trade. And that's when I'm going to look for my setups for London session. Now, how does that look? Okay, look at it. Let's add here GBP USD. 10-1. Start. And you have to understand, if you're looking at London session, you're looking at a time frame from 1 a.m. time is the I don't trade the whole London session, just by New York Open. Okay, so London is 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's the entirety of London session. Open and close, right? What I'd like to pay attention to is these specific times during this. Pre-London, which is about midnight to 1 a.m. London Open, which is about 2 a.m. About 3. Okay. During these little time frames, you're gonna see the most volatility. Okay. This is for GU. We're setting a plan here for Mr. Keith Lee Chronicles. All right. So here's GBP USD. Here's the time you need to be focused on. So what would I do? First thing is I'm going to mark off the time, right? So let's get a marker here. And we're looking for pre-London at midnight. See this here? Midnight date. Okay. That would be the first time, which I have. So this marker right here is pre-London at 12 a.m. Then I want to see London open at 2 a.m. You're literally just looking at that 1 hour. I mean, and you can come down into smaller time frame so you can see more. During this time right here, and then the end of the session, which is 10 a.m. Okay. This is where you should be taking your trade. Okay. Now, if you're working on the swing trade, I'm going to look at the 4 hour. Okay. Now, let's say, you know, we can back here. Say we were looking at this chart, it was live, right? Okay. What am I going to do? What do I see? First of all, look at the current direction. We're headed up. Bottom. Here's an area where it seems to have hit some resistance and could be coming back down. Okay. Or this could be breaking through there and retesting to hit a higher high. If it's going to hit a higher high, look at the targets. We're looking at this. Okay. Well, we want to see what happens during the session. So I would look at the candles and do your analysis and read. Boom, right there. This is literally on the open, you have this minor support right here. See this little support happening? Okay. You see this candle right here engulfing this candle, not only this candle, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 candles. My move right here would be set a buy, cover this last little low, the wick, and then reach for my targets. You have that movement there. There's a top target up. And then you let it play out. What's happening? Here you go in profit. You know, once it hits your first target, risk free, take partials, and let it run. Whether it goes up or down, boom, look at that. Boom, beautiful, beautiful. And this was a trade that you looked into and took during your session, during your plan. It hit your first take profit level. You're no longer risking. You've already secured some profits, so you can't lose. Number one rule in this game is protect your capital. Okay, all this is extra. Let it run. Whether it reaches your final target or not, like at each level, I would take profits. Adjust your stop loss into profits and into profits. By then, right here, when it comes back to this level, it looks like it's breaking market structure to the downside, creating new lows. I would be getting out of this trade. Right there, I'd be like, you know what? That's it. Boom. And this right here, let me tell you how long it was. Let's measure it. Took this trade here. It hit your first take profit in 8 bars, which is 36 hours, right? That's your swing trade. That's your swing trade right here. Boom. If you were to continue to hold, this would go on for multiple days. But not a lot of people like to hold this long. Look, I mean, here at the peak, it would have been 9 days. Can you hold a trade for 9 days? Do you have that discipline? That's something you have to ask yourself. But listen, if you would have taken this trade because of what you saw and the entry you found, you would have taken this trade at 2 in the morning, and by 1 in the afternoon, it would have hit your take profit. But I guarantee you, if you wouldn't have taken your profit or adjusted your stop loss to break even, and you would have saw this little dip here, you would have said, oh man, it's going against me, and you might have closed. Then you see this reversal right here, and it continues. Because for the most part, it's going to break areas and then retest. Even if you didn't get in right here during your session, you can expect some kind of retrace and a retest. And that's what makes this game fun, is that you can get in multiple times, right? Now, I'm gonna remove this, delete all this, because maybe you don't want to hold a trade for 9, okay? Which is understandable because people don't operate like that, right? Here's what I would do. On the 4 hour, go back and see if see. So let's say this is what you see. All right. Looking at the price, I mean, it's really just been moving sideways, but in an overall pattern. You can see here, trend to the downside, right? Until it breaks out of there. Trend to the upside until it breaks out of there. Trend to the downside until it breaks out of there. Right? You have this small trend right here, and it broke below. This is what we call breaking market structures. Right? So it's breaking to the downside. Now, what do? We're going to wait for price to come back up and retest this area we're looking at right here. Price comes back in here. Now let's pay attention. What is it going to do? Is it going to continue, or is it going to come back down? Because this could be a break and a retest. So we're patient and we watch price and we read what is it doing. It has another little uptrend. Okay. Here's a level of resistance happening there. Breaking that, retesting it. We're still moving up to the upside. See this right here, consolidation. It looks like a fake out back into the level of resistance. Consolidation in this area. Consolidation. And more than likely, you see this big candle to the downside breaking the lows. Because look, lows are right here. That just broke it. Now it looks like it's getting ready to retrace before making a new low. So what I'll look for is a pullback to anywhere in this area. We might have missed it right there already. There it goes, right here. See the support, see the break right here is where I would have gotten in. And you send that back down to the bottom down here. Why? Because down here you that. Pay attention to it in this zone while it continues. Beautiful, beautiful. Like 200 pips right there. So this is how you're going to consistently find yourself seeing and reading the market. But maybe you're like, oh, how am I supposed to know at that moment? Because that moment right here when we entered, that was 1 o'clock. Between 12 and 1 a.m. you entered it, which is London session. You entered, and you know this profit runs till a few days, right? But what you would do, delete all this. What you would do in order to be able to catch those kind of moves is you set areas like this. This is why I use TradingView. Love TradingView because of it. For example, if I know we're on a downtrend, if I know we're going down, I'm looking for a place where it comes back up to test the top. Okay, right here I see this level. So we're heading down. I see this area right here where it's testing price and there's reaction to price here. I would put a horizontal line there and I would set an alarm. I would set an alarm to tell me when price reaches this area. Because in this area, more than likely, it will then continue to go downside. Watch. Reach the area. Now I want to react to candles that are going to show me reversal and headed to the downside. I need to see market structure being broken and a confirmation that we're headed down. Okay. Here's bottoms. This was the top it made. Here's bottoms. Here's it breaking, retesting right there. Now, once that happens, you're going to enter into the trade. The price is going to alert you that you're there. You'll enter into the trade. You're going to put your stops above, and then you go to the next zone, which is, see this? Here was the last bottom. And you let it play out. Now, at any point, you can take profit. You take profit here. You could take profit here. You could take profit here. At any point, you can't, remember, you can't be greedy in this game. You can't jump into this thing and say, oh, I want the whole move. This little move right here, that's good enough. That's good enough. Trust me. You can't downplay, or you have to, you can't underestimate what 10, 15, 20 pips consistently can do for you. Okay? You have to understand that 10, 15 pips doing it consistently every day compounds your account. Okay? So like I said, for you, if you can manage to see drawdown and be okay with it and hold trades, maybe you should swing because you don't have time during the day. Now, you're okay losing some sleep, scalp London session. It's awesome. Let's look at where London session is. So it would be right. So let's say, all right, it's midnight, waking up from your nap, gonna trade London session, and you're looking for a scalp. You should just be looking for 10, 15, 20 pips because you want to be in and out. You don't like to see drawdown. You want to make your money right now and be done. That's what a scalper is. Okay. So this is what you're looking at on the hourly. You know, your bottoms are right here. Right? Tops is right here. This is the range you're playing in right now. See, I'm looking out on the hourly. You're heading to the downside. You come look on the 30-minute, you can see that it's creating a level of support. Okay? Down on the 15, tells you a little bit more. Look at this consolidation leading up the London session. London open, more than likely you can expect an impulse move to the upside because it is that session for that currency before a continuation to the trend. Okay, so you can catch that move to the upside, but remember, you're trading against the trend. It's not a long-term thing, and it's something that you should pay attention to. So you're just jumping in to take your small profit and jump out. Okay, so here's the base and the floor. It's midnight. We're getting ready for London. What do we see? We see it's been moving to the downside, hit some consolidation, and now it's beginning to break to the upside. We have a candle closing bullish, engulfing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. So you could take a trade here, and I would go underneath this, but then give yourself some room. You got to have buffer here. I would say at least about 10 pips there. And here, these are 15-minute candles, okay? So then you would look for your potential targets. Here's one right here. Here's one right here. And if that closes out, here, There's your potential right there. You would see how this plays out. Okay. Now that candle, it is bearish, but it closed with inside this other candle. So it's not convincing me that we're heading to the downside just yet. Let's see what the next candle does. Boom. First take profit level has hit. What do? Just stop loss to break even, no longer taking a risk. Close half of your position, taking partials. That's money in the bag, baby. And you're still in the trade with the runner, and you're not gonna lose. That took 30 minutes. Okay. What does the next candle do? Boom. The runner still making you money. It's the next profit level. I would then move my stop loss up here, securing more profits. Boom. Stops you out right there. That would stop you out right there. There's your trade. And this took you 45 minutes. 45 minutes for this trade right here. You secured profits on your initial trade, and your runner doubled that. You lost nothing, you made money. And you're done by 12:45. 1 a.m., that's it. Game over. You need to only, when you're trying to become consistent and profitable, the first thing is you need to rewire your mind. And in order to do that, what I would suggest is doing these trades right here, or you're just taking, because right here, this would be, let's see, this would have been 8 pips right there, came up to about 11 pips, 10 pips a day, one trade. You want to change your mindset and become a winner? It starts with your mind first, and you need to rewire it. The reason you're not consistent is because your mind is wired to think that you're a loser. You lose trades. So you need 10 trades, 10 pips, 10 days. If you can do this, you will rewire your mind into thinking that you are a winner, and you will start to develop your consistent disciplinary like type of mindset to do this over and over and over. Because let me put it to you like this, okay? Back here. This is what, because we went into drawdown in this literally 2 pips, okay? So you were risking 10 pips here. And this is how this is done. So you can see how much you would have earned, okay? You're only risking 1% of your account. So, in your lot size, if you would have taken a trade at 0.1, that equals 10 cents per pip. And we made what, 12 pips, right? So that would have been $1.20. But let's say it was 0.10. That is now $1. Okay. That would have been $12. Okay. Say it was 0.50 for the lot size. That now is $5 per pip. That would have been $60. Now let's say it was a standard lot. That right there is $10 per pip. And now that would have been $120. 10 lot, that is $100 per pip. And that would have been $1,200. You see how it compounds and grows instantly? Now, when you have a small account and you can only do 0.01, you're only making $1.20. But the more consistent you are, and as your account compounds, you will grow to the next lot size, and to the next lot size, and to the next lot size. And that same move could be making you $1,200 a day in 45 minutes. And as you grow from there, when you're doing 100 lot, it's even more. It would have been 12,000. You understand that? So, like, this is why patience and discipline, like I preach this on all my lives, patience pays. Because if you're patient enough, you will grow to the point where you can use 0.10, and then it's $12, that move. You will grow to where it's 0.5, where you can take a 0.5 trade and it's $60 for that. You will grow to the point to a standard, and that would be 120. And you will grow to 10 lot where it would be $1,200. But the thing is do you have enough patience and discipline to keep executing, to be consistent, to grow to that point? That's the real question. You understand that? So, you know, this is why I talk about, don't underestimate 10, 15, 20 pips. So that can change your life. That can literally change your life. Listen, if this was 100 lot, that would have been $12,000. You understand that? Because it's, at that point, it's 1,000 per pip. That move right there would have been $12,000 in 45 minutes. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably see, you know, people trading and they're making thousands and thousands of dollars. They probably have a larger account, number one. Or number two, they could be over leveraging. You know, I tell you risk 1%. That's what's going to determine your lot size. But this is for people that are beginning. You know, I've risked, 5% on a trade. But I've been doing this for quite some time. You know, I know my skill set, and I'm okay taking that L if I take that L. I know what I'm willing to lose. When I execute a trade, the way I think about it, I've already spent that money. Okay? So when you're starting out, the biggest thing, like I said, is you need to follow your plan. You need to create, your trading plan, and then manage your risk, and then just be patient and consistent. Right? Now, when I live trade, I'm trading something like this in a session. I send out trades on my Telegram and on my paid premium Telegram, and it could be a swing, and we're holding for a few days because I'm versatile. I can trade both. I've traded. I'll do intraday trading, or I'll do scalping or swinging. It doesn't matter really for me. But if you're starting out, you want to be consistent. Just choose one. You have to. That's part of your plan. What are you wanting to do? Do you want to just trade a couple of minutes and be done? You can even break this down into a smaller time frame. Let's say we went on the 5. Right? Say we went on the 5-minute time frame. This same trade right here, you would have saw this bullish engulfing. You put your stops below the wicks here, a little buffer. It's a 5 pip stop loss. And 10 pips right there. Boom. Easy. And this right here would have taken you 50 minutes, you know? And remember, when you're trading and you're trading this session, you should only trade 1 to 2 trades. 1 to 2 trades. If you win this one, call it a day. Be done. That's one of the biggest problems is you guys will continue to lose. You'll make this money right here, and then you'll want to take another trade and take another one because you saw, oh, I just made $12. Let me make another 12. Let me make another 60. Let me make another 100. Let me make a. You get greedy, and that greed is why you lose. You can't allow that to happen. So if you're starting out, go back to trying to get all this in view. So, like I said, you're starting out, you need to have some capital, you need to get a broker, you need to sign up on TradingView, and then you need to create your trading plan. And this is when you're starting to do it for yourself. Like, one of the things I want to remind you guys is Roma, what's good, brother? Homie Roma's in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So look, this is how you start trading for yourself, is what I'm telling you. All right. Now, it's difficult to do that right off the bat and be profitable because of the simple fact that you don't know what you're doing. Okay. So here's what I suggest for people that don't know how to do none of this yet. I would suggest you tune in to my live streams when I live trade. I'm trading starting Monday. Live streams are coming back. Okay, I'm gonna be trading every day of the week, and I'm gonna be live, and you just follow along. Right? What I did was stop this here. You guys can see. Let's see if I boom. Okay, this is just a demo account, but here is how you execute your trades. Like, for example, you're going to see this. This is where you select your lot size, right? Depending on what your balance is, your capital is, that'll identify what lot size to use. And if you don't know how to do that, there's an app in the App Store called Stinu, Stinu. You use that, and you put in your balance, put in what percentage you're going to risk, and what your stop loss is in pips, and it'll tell you what lot size to use. That lot size, you put it in here. Let's say, for example, right now, I think the market is still open, right? Open. Let's say I'm gonna take a sell. Right. I go in here. I put one lot size. I can put more in this, but just to show you guys as an example, this is just a demo account. There we go. So like I put in a sell because I think this is going to keep coming down. I didn't do any analysis here. I'm just showing you guys how you're going to enter the trade, sell or buy. You're not actually buying or selling anything. You understand that? You're just taking a position. If you're selling it, you're estimating that the price is going to go down. If you're buying it, you're estimating that the price is going to go up. Okay? That's how it works. You're not actually buying or selling anything. It's a speculation to say the price is going to rise or fall, right? So right here, when you take this, you'll see that trade was taken down here. and you'll see the running balance for that. See? Took a trade right there, and we're thinking it's going to go down. So you would be waiting. You would be waiting for that price to go down, right? But obviously, you don't just enter randomly, buy or sell. You're going to do this based on your analysis, based on a reason, right? And you're going to do it during your session, right? So that's how live trading works. And you'll see me, I'll be on the trading view. And for example, you know, I'll mark up this chart and say, oh, okay, you know, this is what I'm expecting. I see it coming up right here. I also see, you know, this level right here that's being respected, pushing back down, market structures being broken. So it looks like, you know, potentially it could be going lower here, put our stops above here, and then target the next level to the downside, right? Like that is my analysis. And then I just wait for price to set up and confirm my theory, and I get in. That's all it is. Okay. So for example, if I was waiting for, you know, I'll show you like this is my daily. This is my daily on GJ. Okay. You see, I have these two zones marked up, and I mean, I've been trading this. You know, this is since back in February last year. So you see, it respects this area, heavy, heavy, heavy. So every time when it came down here, I would buy it. Came down here, buy it. Come here and buy it. Until the point where it came and it broke above here, tested this, created a new high, and then I was like, oh, here's a level here. Came all the way down, came again to this zone. See how it likes to just come and test between areas where it had been tested before? This same floor from last year in February came down again in December to test it. Again in December. Right here, I took a buy, ride this thing all the way up. This was 750 pips, but this is a swing trade, right? This is in days. So how long was this? This was, this took 22 days. It's like a month, a whole month. It just kept going up. Now within this month, I take live trades, you know, scalps, up and down, up and down, up and down. But long term, it went up. It hit this area right here, respected it, started going down. That's when I hit a sell. Put in a sell, put my stops above there, wrote it down here. Price wicked out right here, was respecting this area, showed this bullish engulfing on a daily. That's price reversal, baby. Like you get out right there. Once it confirmed, got in for a buy, riding it up. It's either going to test this last level or reverse at a previous level where it looks like it might be doing right now. Creating, it's either going to create a higher high or a lower high. One or the other. You wait for that to tell you what it does, and then you react to it. Remember, our job as traders is not to predict prices, to react to it. Okay? So anyways, if you guys want to be ready for the live trades, make sure you are set up with your broker, with TradingView, with your MT4, and you know I'll send out signals. For example, few examples. If you're in my Telegram, you've seen the signals that I send out. You know, it'll be something like look, like this. Okay. So I will tell you, you know, what pair it is. If it's a swing, I will add this swing. If it's a scalp or intraday, I don't put any. Whether it's a buy or sell, what price I'm getting in at, stop loss, how many pips you're risking, so you can calculate your risk, and then the take profit. Occasionally, I'll put a couple of different levels and take profit, like 1, 2, or 3. But usually, if I'm getting in right then and there, market execution means I'm jumping in right away. I'm not setting up this. I'm jumping in, and this is the price I jumped in at, and this is the move I'm looking for. And I'm telling you, what kind of I'm risking, what I'm looking to risk, right? And remember, take one trade, it's a win, be done for the day. You only take a second trade if you're giving your first trade a second chance. Okay. So I kind of went over what I wanted to go over for today. I want to use Fridays to kind of do education, answer questions, and just, help people get set up for success, whether you're going to be following my channels and my Telegram and my signals that I'm sending out, my setups, or, if you're just looking to have your questions answered, become more consistent, profitable. Just let me know, guys. Questions in the comments. I know there's going to be probably questions after the fact, people watching the video. Just comment your questions and let me know, and I'll answer them in the next week's video for Friday. We're going to do educational Fridays every Friday for newbies to advanced. Give me your questions, give me your topics. I'll put them on the board and we'll discuss it in the next week's live video. I'll leave the live up for anyone that wants to come in and watch it, learn something, and we'll go from there. But guys, if you're new, links in the description, links in my bio. Join my TikTok, join my follow my YouTube so you guys can get the alert when I go live. Live trading is back Monday. I've been off for a little bit. The New Year's, the start of the new year, and then I had some personal family things going on, so I hadn't been on. But we are back, and I'm excited for the new things that are coming, the new education that I'm bringing, and yeah. So let's get this money. 2022, baby. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for the love, for the likes, for the comments. And yeah, we'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.